What's up guys, Brendan Hancock here with another episode of Groove Subaru today, and today we have here the 2019 Subaru Ascent. Now a couple of weeks ago we did an in-depth review of the vehicle, but today we're actually going to have the opportunity to take this out on the road and see how it drives. Let's go take it out for a spin. So I've been waiting to drive this car for a very long time. We've been getting phone calls for months and months and months about people asking, hey, when are you guys going to have the new Ascent there? So we've actually had the car here at our dealership for the last couple of days. We had a few weeks ago, we had an Ascent here that people could look at, and then for the last couple of days, we've had one actually here for people to test drive. So we've actually been, customers have actually been able to get out on the road, test drive the new Ascent, and place their order. Almost all of the Ascents that are coming in the next few months are already spoken for. So a majority of these are all orders. People are super, super excited about this car, and for obvious reasons. Largest Subaru we've ever made, and actually comfortable in certain configurations for up to 7 adults, which is pretty awesome. So we are inside the touring trim level, but for the most part, really, there's no difference in terms of how the cars will drive between the trim levels. Yes, the base has a different towing capacity, but I don't think that that's going to be something that we'll be able to notice here. But we will have active torque vectoring all the way across, and all of the Ascents are going to have the same 2.4 liter twin scroll turbo 4-cylinder boxer engine. So one of the things that people are concerned about or have expressed concern about is the fact that this has a 4-cylinder. A 4-cylinder, they say. But surprisingly, this engine is extremely, extremely peppy because it actually, it has 260 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually has 277 foot-pounds of torque, which is more than most of the competitors, such as the Toyota Highlander and Honda Pilot. And you're gonna get that torque at just 2,000 RPM, and it holds it all the way up to 4,800. So when I just put a little bit of gas on there, now I have to slap. There's a Honda Pilot in front of me. It's not going fast enough. It really does get up to speed quickly. Now the twin scroll turbo, this is a new engine. We haven't seen this 2.4 liter engine in any Subarus yet, but the twin scroll turbo kind of acts a little bit like a twin turbo car, where it doesn't just hit it and then it lags off. It really holds that power all the way across. So like I said, right at 2,000, which is an earlier torque, for max torque than we have on any car that I'm aware of. I know the WRX hits up around 2,500 or so, but this actually feels even peppier than that at a sooner point. Now, in terms of actual speed of this, I'm gonna get into the left lane here, give it a little juice. Yeah, buddy. I'm still sort of within the speed limits, so we're good. This has plenty of highway passing power, 100%. I think that this car is, in terms of like how it feels power-wise, not quite the XT Forester, which actually has less horsepower and stuff, but it is a smaller vehicle. Not quite the XT Forester when it's in like sport or sport sharp. It seems very similar power-wise to an XT Forester when it's in intelligent mode. So I think it is peppier than the 6-cylinder Outback, though. I do feel that way. And it comes on hard. It's actually pretty fun to drive. Now, like all Subarus, visibility in this car is exceptional. I have plenty of visibility over the front. One of the things that helps to kind of create that is the fact that the boxer engine, is, in terms of its vertical height, does not take up a lot of space because it's horizontally opposed. So it's able to sit very low in the vehicle's engine bay, giving the ability for the front windshield or the front hood to kind of slope pretty steeply. And this, just like the Forester, has more of an upright seating position. I do feel like I'm in more of an SUV, but it allows you to see very well over the front. All of the side windows and everything are massive, and we do, just like in all of our cars now, the mirror is actually taken off of that A-pillar to give you better visibility over here. So since this is a nice light color, it's not too obtrusive. So we're gonna get onto the highway here again. Now a lot of work has been done to provide a nice, quiet interior cabin. This is on the all-new global platform. So a couple cars we've had before on that platform. We've had the Crosstrek and the Impreza. This will be the third vehicle built on it. It's kind of crazy to think that this car is built on the same platform as the Impreza, but it's modular in nature, so they can actually stretch it and widen it to actually fit a car of this size. But things I've loved about the global platform is it is so much quieter and more comfortable over the bumps, and we definitely can feel driving this car that it is a global platform car. Over the bumps, very, very nice, and in terms of cruising at highway speeds, very little interior cabin noise. We do have the noise insulated front windshield. We also have noise insulation on the front 2 windows as well. So interior cabin noise is very quiet. I wouldn't say it is of S-Class Mercedes per se with, you know, active noise canceling and stuff like that, but still very, very quiet. On par, if not slightly better than what we'd see in the Crosstrek on the global platform for the 2018 model. Now, one of the things that's going to come standard on all new Ascents is EyeSight. We've never seen that before as a standard feature across the line, and this is going to be the first car with that. So you will get the pre-collision braking, the pre-collision throttle management. You'll also get adaptive cruise control with lane departure warning as well as lane keep assist. Most of the trim levels will also come with reverse automatic braking as well, which is pretty awesome. Now, the cool thing that kind of differentiates this from a lot of the, you know, pre-collision, you know, warning kind of things that most car companies have, this will actually brake at any speed. Now, the true, you know, limitations of the system, if you were driving into a brick wall, for example, is around 40 miles per hour, you know, assuming perfect conditions, brand new tires, you know, all that stuff. But it will still apply pressure to the brakes. If you're going 80 miles an hour into a wall, you know, you're still going to crash, but you're going to crash it with a much less severe accident there. So the adaptive cruise control, though, the big difference that a lot of people ask about this, the difference between the adaptive cruise control and the pre-collision braking. Pre-collision braking is on by default, and there are scenarios that will turn it off, but it really is giving you the benefit of the doubt. You know, you don't really want the car to constantly be braking for you in all these scenarios. So when it does come on, it gives you an audible and visual warning first, and then really throws on the brakes there for you. So with adaptive cruise control, however, it knows that you are kind of relying on the technology to do a lot of the work. And therefore it's nice and smooth and slowly decelerates and cuts your throttle, and everything is nice and pleasant. So overall, I have very high regards for this car. This is definitely, I mean, this is the touring trim level, but by far the most luxurious interior I've been in. I have a heated steering wheel, I have air-conditioned seats, which I am absolutely using right now. There's 4G LTE Wi-Fi available that you can get. You can get a Wi-Fi hotspot in here through AT&T, which is pretty awesome, so all your kids can stream their videos in the back. I do wish it had an infotainment system, you know, like, not an infotainment, it's like a rear entertainment system. But they are going to come out with a package that you can purchase where you get 2 iPods with it. And since you have the ability to have the Wi-Fi, the kids can individually kind of stream their own videos, which is kind of the way things are going nowadays. But I just remember the days of watching, you know, movies and stuff in the car when I was a kid growing up with my brother. So I would have liked to see that as an option. You know, I wish they would have done that. Maybe they will in a couple years or something like that if people continue to ask for it, but that is definitely something that I would like to see. Now, in terms of, I'd mentioned that it does have the SUV kind of like feel. Quite a bit of height adjustability here that you have with this car. So just like the Forester, I think this is a great option for shorter drivers because you really do have the ability to raise this up quite a bit. Now, if I do put it in the lower position, it is going to feel a little bit more like a car, but it's not going to be, you know, like I'm driving a Legacy. I can definitely feel like I'm higher up here and stuff too, which is good. The other thing that really differentiates this from most vehicles is that this is true all-wheel drive all the time. This is not a on-demand kind of system like Toyota and things. This is all-time all-wheel drive, and because the power is able to come directly from the engine to all 4 wheels, you're not losing any fuel economy. So fuel economy on this up to 27 miles per gallon on the highway, which is exceptional for a car of this size, especially for one that drives like this does. You do have active torque vectoring on this, just like we do in the XT Touring, so that's going to help you around corners at high speed by braking the inside wheel there to prevent you from rolling over and stuff like that. So that's going to be, I believe, standard across the board if I'm not mistaken. I just keep wanting to go faster. So I'm going to give this a little bit more juice here. To the pour, up to 4,800, bam. That goes. Nice seamless shifts there. Now, it is a CVT. This is the high torque Lineatronic CVT, but it does feel kind of like a traditional automatic would. I don't feel like the shifts that rapidly, but engine noise wise, I can feel, you know, and I can see on the tachometer when it's kind of going from one gear to another. So a lot of times people complain about CVTs, oh, it takes away the fun of driving because I can't feel, you know, it shift and stuff like that. I do not think that at all in this case, and I just ripped past those cars with absolutely no problem whatsoever, and we're over a mile above sea level right now. So everything that I'm feeling right now, you know, if you're down at sea level, it's going to be even more powerful. Very, very comfortable on the highway, comfortable passing speed. I've heard a couple people be like, oh, I can feel every single bump. Like, yeah, I know, I just know I went over a bump there, but it wasn't obtrusive. I wasn't, boom, you know, like it didn't hurt or anything like that. So I think that the ride comfort on this is probably the best that we have in our Subaru lineup right now. So I'm gonna test on the adaptive cruise control here right now. So very similar setup here on the screens that we've had on previous cars. This looks a lot like what you'd see on like a limited cross track and stuff. The resolution on these screens does seem a little bit higher. I mean, the infotainment system is the 3rd generation of the Starlink infotainment system, but I'll set up the adaptive cruise control here. And it's gonna work the same way. It's gonna show us up here that it's locked onto the car. I will see here the symbol letting us know it's locked onto the car. And even though I have my cruise, oh, lane departure warning there, sorry about that. Even though I have my cruise set to 70 miles an hour, I'm only going 60 because this Jeep in front of me is also going 60. So I can throw on my lane keep assist here too. Beautiful. This works wonderfully. Now, the cool thing is this car has over a 19-gallon tank. I believe it's 19.3, and with up to 27 miles per gallon, you have over a 500-mile cruising range, which is awesome. So this is really gonna be a great family car in my opinion, because not only is it comfortable, it's quiet, you have the ability for the kids to be streaming videos and stuff in the back with their headphones on and stuff, but it also has adaptive cruise control, lane keep, a huge range. You can tow up to 5,000 pounds with this car. So really an overall great vehicle. If you do have a larger family, or you know, even if you just have 2 kids or something, I think it's a great option because, you know, hey, sometimes they have friends and sometimes you want to go up to the lake house and bring the friends along. And this is a great vehicle to do something like that in. So overall, very high impressions of the new 2019 Ascent. I strongly encourage, if you guys are looking for a 3-row SUV, if you guys take a look at our in-depth review of the car, where we take a look and kind of demonstrate how much legroom and stuff is in it, I'm actually able, at least in the 7-passenger configuration, I'm able to, you know, adjust the front seat where I want it, put the second seat in a reclined position where I'd be comfortable for hours and hours, and then sit in the 3rd row comfortably. So not a lot of SUVs can do that. I'd say it's almost on par with the Chevy Suburban in terms of that nature. You know, you don't have the room behind it, the 3rd row, like you do in a Suburban, but very close to that of a Tahoe, and with much better fuel economy. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions or videos you'd like to see on the new 2019 Ascent, leave them in the comments. We'll check them out and get back to you. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you guys next time on Groove Subaru Today. Take care.